Hello everybody, and welcome to my brand new series, Booking Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, on Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. For any of you who might be unfamiliar, TEW 2020 is a text-based wrestling simulator game. I am using No Legs Gaming's Real World Chronicles mod, starting in February 2021. I will leave a link to this mod in the description, and NLG is also running his own PWG series on YouTube, which I will also leave a link to the playlist in the description. If you want to book any real-life scenario with any promotion around the world, I would recommend using this mod. It is personally my favourite for any real-world mod. Booking PWG is an exciting prospect for me. This is not going to be a realistic simulation, if you like. I will be booking this for personal enjoyment. I don't particularly want to factor in real-life circumstances when it comes to booking international talent, as will probably become quite apparent on this first show that I've booked here. Any comments that I make about certain wrestlers in the context of the game, I don't intend them to be taken literally unless I specify otherwise, but I don't think this will be the setting for perhaps my more spicy wrestling takes. But with all that out the way, this is Mystery Vortex, presented by Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Thursday, week 3 of February 2021, and let's get into the show. Up first, we have an international tag team match. The Velocities, Jude London and Paris De Silva, beat the debuting Dragon Bane and El Hijo de Canis Lupus in 1523 when Jude London pins Dragon Bane with the Jude Buster. Dragon Bane and El Hijo de Canis Lupus, forgive me if I'm pronouncing El Hijo's name wrong. As you can probably tell by my accent, I have strong connections to Mexican heritage and culture. Needless to say, I don't. But the two young brothers, these two are brothers, they have worked in various top promotions such as Pro Wrestling Noah and AAA. And then there's the Velocities, another great young high-flying tag team. You should absolutely check out their match at PWA's most recent show, which aired on Fight TV. This match was 55 rated. Performer of the match was Jude London, who got the pin. The brothers' debuts, Classic Technico and Classic Rudo, perhaps an oversight there on my behalf, but both a great rating, thankfully. This match got the crowd hotter, and this match got the show off to a strong start, so all in all, I'd say a positive beginning to PWG in 2020-21 here at Mystery Vortex. And up next, another Mexico versus Australia showcase, but this time a very different style of match. We have Black Taurus versus Caveman Ugg, whereas the first match, the opener, was more of a junior heavyweight, high-flying athletic showcase. These two are two behemoths of the ring. 15 minutes and 30 seconds, Black Taurus pins Caveman Ugg with the Infernal Suplex for another 55 rated match. This match also got the crowd hotter. Perhaps some of you may have seen Taurus recently debuted in Impact Wrestling as a member of The Decay with Crazy Steve and Rosemary. I'm personally very excited to see him on a national platform on a major American promotion, and I can't wait to see what happens there with him in Impact Wrestling. Our third match of the night is Jordan Oliver making his PWG debut against Tony Deppen. Tony Deppen is victorious in 14 minutes and 35 seconds by pinfall with a knee trebler. A 56 rated match. Jordan Oliver's cocky youth gimmick got an initial rating of great, which is great to see. Unfortunately, I think I may have made a booking error here. If I quickly... because it says that Deppen won in 14 minutes, but I actually had this set to last for 2 hours. Oh no, 15 minutes. I guess I just made a mistake there. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. Our fourth match of the night. Chris Dickinson returns to PWG. His second appearance in the company, his first since 2016, and he pins Blake Christian in 14 minutes and 43 seconds with a Falcon Arrow. Unfortunately, his Dirty Daddy gimmick has got an initial rating of poor. 63 rated match though, which is very encouraging to see. I love Chris Dickinson. His 62 rating, despite the poor gimmick, gives me very high hopes. He's already one of my favourite wrestlers on the planet. I would highly recommend his match against Yuji Okabayashi from Game Changer Wrestling's tour of Japan. Up next, a Lucha Libre showcase between Rey Horus and Laredo Kid. Rey Horus is victorious in 14 minutes and 38 seconds against the Laredo Kid with a 450 splash, another 63 rated match. I'm very happy with how the show is going so far. It seems to be gradually building towards higher and higher ratings, which hopefully continues. Interesting though, Laredo Kid outperforms Rey Horus, Laredo Kid with a 60, Rey Horus with a 56. That could be attributed to Rey Horus's awful gimmick, which is currently in the process of being changed. Even though he was unsuccessful tonight, Laredo Kid is another wrestler who I'm a huge fan of. I thought his match against Kenny Omega at Triple Mania last year was brilliant. One of the best matches of 2020 in my book. Another highly, highly recommended bout. As you see here, we do have a gimmick change waiting for Rey Horus, but we'll leave that to build for a little bit longer. I don't want to risk it after only one match. And then next, Jacob Fatu debuts in PWG, getting a huge victory over Brody King, 65 rated match. Jacob Fatu's Samoan Savage gimmick got a rating of great, which makes me ecstatic. I love Jacob Fatu, I think he's a fantastic wrestler. I've really enjoyed his work in MLW as their world champion as a member of Contra Unit. It was reported before the pandemic that he was scheduled to go to Dragon Gate as part of a talent exchange with MLW. I really hope that happens in the future because that would be phenomenal. But tonight, victorious against Brody King at Mystery Vortex. Brody King with a 55 in his own right. I think Brody is another great wrestler. These two will be cornerstones of PWG for as long as I can keep them. And then up next, the main event. A huge 6-man tag, and it is Bandito, Dragon Lee, and Flamita versus Jonathan Gresham, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis in a 73 rated match. Bandito pins Kyle Fletcher with a Revolution Fly. Aussie Open return to PWG, teaming with Jonathan Gresham against arguably 3 of the best luchadors in the entire world in Bandito, Dragon Lee, and Flamita. Some fantastic ratings across the board here. Gresham with a 73, Bandito with a 75, Dragon Lee with a 75. Aussie Open, the 2 lowest performers of the match, Davis with a 52, Fletcher with a 50, as you would probably expect, as they are virtually unknown in terms of popularity in this mod in California. So to see them get so high might be disappointing to some, but to me I find that very encouraging. I think it's only going to be onwards and upwards for these 2 great young Australian talents in PWG. But yes, 73 rated match. I think a great way to end Mystery Vortex, a fantastic main event. I'm incredibly excited to see what the future holds in PWG. But wait, of course it doesn't end there, because Jeff Cobb comes out, attacks Bandito after the main event. Jeff Cobb clearly still not happy about losing the PWG Heavyweight Championship to Bandito at PWG's last show before the pandemic, all the way back in December 2019. Doesn't that feel like a lifetime ago? A real cowardly, dastardly act here from Jeff Cobb. You might expect more of his character, but I suppose Cobb is revealing that when it comes to titles and victories in PWG, there is no shortcut that he is not willing to take. That segment, 49 rated to end the show. An overall 60 rated show. I'm very happy with that. I thought it was a very good card. Loads of debuts, returns. Not every show will have this many returns and debuts, obviously, but I felt as the first show, this was my opportunity to really stamp my authority for my vision of PWG in the future. And obviously, Mystery Vortex, there were going to be some surprises. I forgot to set one match to steal the show, so that unfortunately brought the rating down. That's my bad. I'll have to remember to do that for the next show. And then unfortunately, lots of production penalties here. We are in competition with other companies such as New Japan, Impact Wrestling, Major League Wrestling. I think Game Changer Wrestling are the 4 companies when it comes to our production levels. And quite frankly, I don't view PWG as direct competition to companies like that. I think we are a step below them. I think we are very much a regional promotion in California, and I would like to keep us that way for now. So I'll have to make a decision. Do we keep taking these production penalties to stay true to what PWG are, in my opinion, or do we upgrade to get better ratings on the game? Perhaps if you have an opinion on that, let me know in the comments. But before we wrap this up, we will make a speech. I thought 3 wrestlers who really stood out from this show, 3 people who competed in the main event, and that would be Bandito and Dragon Lee, who I both believe scored a 75, which would have been the highest on the show. And then Jonathan Gresham, their opponent, scored a 72. I think you could easily argue that these 3 men are possibly the 3 best wrestlers in PWG on this card. I certainly wouldn't argue that point anyway. So we'll make our speech. Bandito seemed pleased, Dragon Lee seemed pleased, and Gresham seemed pleased. I was very happy with Mystery Vortex. A lot of wrestlers who I'm a big fan of that I got to bring in. There are a lot of interesting directions to go from here, the most obvious one being, will Jeff Cobb receive a rematch against Bandito for the PWG Heavyweight Championship? I can quickly show you here on the production tab as soon as my eyes can find it. Here it is. Yes, we are rivals with GCW, Impact, New Japan and MLW. So if you think I should upgrade my production values to compete with these companies, let me know in the comments. If you think I should continue to take the penalties on my shows to stay true to PWG, let me know in the comments as well. And then before we wrap up, we can quickly go over the roster that I have right now. All these wrestlers competed on the show, apart from Mr. Yet to Debut here at the bottom, whose identity I will keep a secret for now. But to quickly run through, we have Bandito, Black Taurus, Blake Christian, Brody King, Caveman Ugg, Chris Dickinson, Dragon Bane, Dragon Lee, El Hijo de Canis Lupus, Flamita, Jacob Fatu, Jeff Cobb, Jonathan Gresham, Jordan Oliver, Jude London, Kyle Fletcher, Laredo Kid, Mark Davis, Paris De Silva, Ray Horus, and Tony Deppen. If you want to take a guess at who Mr. Yet to Debut is, by all means leave a comment. I can reveal to you that he competed in the main event of a major North American promotion's biggest show of the year. Other than that, that was Mystery Vortex from PWG returning in February 2021. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe as this is my first video on YouTube, leave a comment telling me what you thought, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.